All right, thanks, guys. We're coming off an incredible 17-6 in one day in our MLB leans from yesterday. We also went a perfect 2-0 in our Patreon picks for Tuesday. So we're coming off a great Tuesday. We're looking to do some more of the same here today on Hump Day, but definitely important to celebrate and enjoy the win, like the great Andy Reid would say. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into Wednesday's action. Beginning with the White Sox taking on the Red Sox, 1:05 Eastern first pitch in Boston. The Red Sox are minus 360, totals at 9. We did see a 25-cent move toward the Red Sox and movement downward on the total. Once again, Boston minus 360, totals at 9. The White Sox are plus 280 on the money line. Boston minus $1.65 on the run line. We have Chris Sale for the Red Sox, Ronaldo Lopez for the White Sox. Lopez is just 4-7 with a 6.23 ERA and a 1.57 WHIP. Meanwhile, Chris Sale on the other side, although his record isn't that great, he's still coming into this game with a 3.59 ERA and a very impressive 1.02 WHIP. Now, he does have 138 strikeouts in just 95 and a third innings. The White Sox are 2-7 in their last 9, winners in just 16 out of 40 away from home. They also rank 26th in scoring. Meanwhile, on the other side, Boston just 31% to the over when Sale makes the start. Give me Boston minus 1.5 and the under 9 runs in that game. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to quickly take a timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines of personal leans out for Hump Day. That is today, Wednesday. And just got to remind you to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage. That's where we went 2-0 in our premium plays. So very good day for us. And once again, we went 17-6-1 in our MLB leans right here on YouTube. But once again, link for my website is in the description section below. That's patreon.com/BrockPage. All right, let's go ahead and get into some more games. All starts Eastern Standard Time. Next matchup, Blue Jays taking on the Yankees, 1:05 Yankee Stadium. The Yankees are minus 280, totals at 10. We saw a 15-cent move toward New York and movement downward on the total. Once again, the Yankees are minus 280, totals at 10. The Blue Jays are plus 230 on the money line. The Yankees minus $1.45 on the run line. We have James Paxton for the Yankees, Trent Thornton for the Blue Jays. Thornton's just 2-5 with a 4.25 ERA and a 1.40 WHIP. Meanwhile, on the other side, Paxton for the Yankees is 5-3 with a 3.75 ERA. He also has 78 strikeouts in just 60 innings pitched. Now, Toronto's won just 5 out of their last 17 on the road. They're just 29-51 overall for the year, which puts them 22 games under 500. Now, total-wise, the Yankees are 26-18 to the under at home. Give me the Yankees minus 1.5 and the under 10 runs in that game. Next matchup, Royals, Indians, 110 Cleveland. The Indians are minus 220, totals at 9. We saw a 15-cent move toward Cleveland and movement downward on the total. Once again, the Indians are minus 220, totals at 9. The Royals are plus 190 on the money line. Cleveland minus $1.05 on the run line. We have Trevor Bauer for the Indians, Jake Junis for the Royals. Junis is just 4-6 with a 5.18 ERA and a 1.45 WHIP. Meanwhile, Trevor Bauer on the other side comes into this matchup with a 3.69 ERA, a 1.18 WHIP, and he's got 122 strikeouts in 112 and a third innings pitched. Now, the Royals have won just 5 out of their last 16 on the road. They're 25th on road. They're 25th in road scoring on average per game. And when it comes to the total, Kansas City is 23-16 to the under when traveling. Give me Cleveland minus 1.5 and the under 9 runs in that game. Next matchup, Padres, Orioles, 3:05 Baltimore. The Padres are minus 130, totals at 10. Nickel fade of the Padres and movement downward on the total. Once again, San Diego's minus 130, totals at 10. Baltimore's plus 120. San Diego plus a $1.15 on the run line. We have Matt Strahm for the Padres, Dylan Bundy for the Orioles. Now, Strahm comes into this game with a 2-6 record. He also has a 4.85 ERA and a 1.27 WHIP. Now, San Diego's won just 13 out of 36 games, taking on teams under 460. So really not capitalizing against the bad teams, really playing down to their level, and really not even playing down to their level, playing below their level. But anyway, total-wise, Baltimore 62% to the over at home. Give me the Orioles plus 1.5 and the over 10 runs in that matchup there. Next game, Dodgers, Diamondbacks, 340 Arizona. The Dodgers are minus 135, totals at 10. We saw a nickel fade of the Dodgers in the early wagering. We also saw movement downward on the total. Once again, Los Angeles is minus 135, totals at 10. Arizona's plus 125 on the money line. Dodgers plus $1.15 on the run line. We have Tony Gonsolin for the Dodgers. I probably butchered that name. Tony Gonsolin for the Dodgers. We also have Taylor Clark for the D-backs. Taylor Clark's just 1-3 with a 6.48 ERA and a 1.56 WHIP. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Dodgers, Tony Gonsolin is making his first start. Arizona's 23rd in home scoring, 24th in hits allowed. Dodgers are 6th in hits, 2nd in walks on the road. They've also won 7 out of their last 8 games. Should be able to outscore the D-backs here today. When it comes to the total, Arizona's 6-1 to the over when Clark makes the start. They're also 6-3 to the over in their 9 games taking on Los Angeles. Give me the Dodgers minus 135 and the over 10 runs in that game. Next matchup, Rockies, Giants, 345 San Francisco. The Rockies are minus 135, total 7.5. 10-cent move toward Colorado and movement downward on the total. Once again, the Rockies are minus 135, total 7.5. The Giants are plus 125 on the money line. Colorado plus $1.25 on the run line. We have German Marquez for Colorado, Jeff Samardzija for the Giants. Marquez comes into this matchup for the Rockies with a 4.32 ERA. Colorado's dropped 4 out of their last 5. They're also dead last in Major League Baseball in striking out on the road, really struggling to make contact when traveling. Now, total-wise, San Francisco is 6-2 to the under, taking on Colorado this year. Give me the Giants plus 1.5 and the under 7.5 in that game. Next matchup, Mets, Phillies. And that is going to be a 7:05 Eastern first pitch in South Philly. The Phillies are minus 145, totals 10.5. Nickel move toward the Phillies and movement downward on the total. Once again, the Phils are minus 145, totals 10.5. Mets are plus 135 on the money line. Phils are plus 120 on the run line. We have Nick Pivetta for the Phils, Vargas for the Mets. Vargas has a very bizarre strikeout to walk ratio. 47 strikeouts to 26 walks. Not too good. Pivetta on the other side, a little bit of a high ERA, but he's still 4-2 for the Phils. So he's a winning pitcher right now. And the Phils are 2-0 in their last couple of games. Of course, those 2 wins coming against these very Mets, looking to make it 3 in a row. The Phillies are 25-17 at Citizens Bank Park. They're also 5th in home scoring on average per game and 2nd in home walks. Now, total-wise, the Mets are 31-15 to the over when traveling. Give me the Phils minus 145 and the over 10.5 in that game. Next matchup. Looks like the Nationals taking on the Marlins, 7-10 Miami. The Nationals are minus 150, total 7.5. We saw a 30-cent fade of the Nats and movement upward on the total. Once again, the Nats are minus 150, total 7.5. Miami's plus 140 on the money line. Washington plus $1.20 on the run line. We have Patrick Corbin for the Nats, Zach Gallen for the Fish. Corbin comes into this game for the Nationals with a 6-5 record, 3.90 ERA, and a 1.20 WHIP. So not outstanding, but certainly enough to get the job done, especially this year with these juice baseballs and the high scoring. But here's one thing I want you to think about. Patrick Corbin has 102 strikeouts in just 92 in the third innings pitched this year. So a lot of Ks for Corbin. Miami is 29th in scoring, which is second to last in Major League Baseball. They're also dead last in walks. They're 17 games under 500 overall, just 30-47 for the year, and they've won just 13 out of 39 games at home. Now, total-wise, Miami's 9-3 to the under in their second game without a day off. Give me the Washington Nationals, minus 150, and the under 7.5 in that game. Next matchup,